Hello, and welcome back to my channel. Like I said, I really want to start making long form content, and I'm not waiting around for other apps to be taken away. I do a podcast already, so why not do a little bit more story times and things like that. So today's story time is why I live at home at 33 years old. And we're going to do this story time. Well, I was going to do it while doing a full get unready with me. But the house my parents' house where I live, the water is being it's turned off right now. Because, house maintenance, which is one reason why I still live here, because house maintenance. So, I have moved out twice before. I moved out once, and I lived in my car for a little bit, and then I moved in with my, at the time he was the person that I was dating, but he's my ex now, and I love these things, you guys. It just takes your makeup right off with a little bit of makeup melts that I love. Usually you gotta wet this, but the water isn't working, so we're working with what we got right now. I really need to take a bath because I slipped down the stairs today and my back hurts. I slipped down the stairs last night and I thought that I hurt my ankle, but I woke up and my ankle was fine, and I started walking around, my back hurts, and I'm like, you're really 33. So anyways, I moved out with my car for a bit, and then I moved in with a coworker of my ex's, and at the time we were still dating, so he kind of lived there too. Now, this was a very, very unhealthy relationship, and I didn't really realize it at the time until the end. Long story short, because this story is not about that, I threw his phone at him and told him to get out, and that was the end of that. He cheated one too many times, and I didn't learn about all of that until later. I didn't learn how I was affected by it. So right after that, I just decided I was going to be roommates with, his name was Tim, and we moved into an apartment. And I lasted a year. And you want to know the truth? I didn't know how to take care of myself. I didn't know how to take care of my mental health. I knew how to feed myself. I knew how to bathe myself, go to work. But at that point in my life, I had no idea how to truly take care of my mental health. It was almost like a free-for-all. I was doing too many things that I shouldn't have been doing. I was not eating right. I was actually in a pretty bad depressive episode. It landed me in the hospital. Did you know that you can have auditory hallucinations when you're in bad enough deep depression? Yeah, that's a thing, and that happened to me. Whoa. Cool. I'm not a YouTube editor. I'm not editing that out. My channel is called Authentically ADHD, and we'll be staying authentic. I didn't realize the camera was on that side. Wait. Oh, it is. I'm not changing it now. What are you trying to do? And then I'll lose track of my story. Alright. So, bad depressive episodes can lead to things like, especially if you're drinking, using any type of substances, if you're on mental health medication, which I was, and it was being prescribed by a general practitioner, not a doctor, not a psychiatrist, just a general practitioner. And recent knowledge that I've learned, even psychiatrists only get an hour of education, an hour of one course of education in neurodiversity, like autism and ADHD. So to be prescribing medication for these things and to help the symptoms of those things, it really should be a specialist, in my opinion. a person who actually went to school for neurodiversity, which you can't find a lot nowadays. So I was on 2 different medications that don't go well together, and they can actually cause symptoms of like mania. So I wasn't sleeping, I wasn't eating, I was not treating my body well. Was I taking my medicine? Yes, but I was still always tired. I was always still just lonely and sad, and I didn't know how to take care of myself. It got to the point where I was hearing things on the roof. Like, my brain tricked me, because I was so depressed, into thinking that my ex and like his new girlfriend or something were on my roof. That's how bad it can get. And I'm telling my story here because part of the reason I have this channel is to help other people. And I never want anybody else to feel like that. Waking up one day and hearing a voice and saying to yourself, I can't do this anymore, or I'm going to. It's not cool. It's not cool. And I knew when I said that to myself that I needed help. So I called my dad, and I was brought to the hospital, and I spent 2 weeks outpatient, just around the time I was supposed to move out of the apartment or renew the lease. At that time, I could still afford the apartment, but my mental health couldn't afford to stay on my own. And that was in 2019, February of 2019 to be exact. I also got sick in the beginning of February of 2019. Our lease was up at the end, and I think I might have this confused because a lot of the end of it is a blur because of the meds, and I also got what I believe to be COVID. The doctor said the diagnosis was a severe upper respiratory infection, but what is COVID? And they like didn't know about it then. So that is what that was. This is just some skin cream for, you know, my wrinkles and stuff, because I make a lot of facial expressions. I believe people with ADHD get wrinkles faster because we make a lot of facial expressions. We're very animated with our faces. So I try to use this and another retinol cream for overnight that helps with like the wrinkles and like my redness discoloration. But this one's got to stay on for a couple minutes while I finish my story, and hopefully the water will be back on so I can take a hot bath. So to finish out the story, I had COVID like right before we had to move out of that apartment, and we moved out, and my mental health for the best choice was to move back home, to have the support, and to be able to have the money to get myself well again. I've been well for a while now, but COVID happened. I'm in a relationship now, and the housing market is insane. And believe it or not, I've grown in so many ways, but money management has never been one of my strong suits. So I live at home, and I'm not ashamed of it, because nowadays, when I look back at what my parents paid for this house, it's as old as I am, 33 years old, and what it's worth now, it's insanity. It's insanity, and the amount that we get paid hasn't gone up enough. I'm a teacher, he's a vet, and here we are. So that is the story of why I still live at home at 33 years old. Believe it or not, it's actually one of the questions I get DM'd the most. Yeah, why do you look like you live in your parents' basement? Because I do. So yeah, that's my story time. Hope you enjoyed. Remember, if you like this channel, please like, subscribe, and comment. that's how you can support your favorite creators. Hope you have a wonderful night, and talk to you soon.